Hey, what's up, guys? This is your boy Legendary Seeker, and today I bring you guys a profile about Charmers. But this time with the Charmers, I'm doing an upgrade version of it. It's gonna be with the fairy tales. I'm not sure if you guys ever heard about the fairy tale monsters or not, but they pretty much based off of like the Disney princesses, for the most part, except for one. I think Fairy Tale Luna, she based off another fairy tale lore out of another book. But yeah, today Charmers deck with fairy tales. So let's begin. So I start with 3 Nibiru's. We don't like fields. This deck is pretty much strictly based off control, so this kind of like our main hand trap that I run, but you can substitute this for like Ash or like Ghost Ogre or like the Gamma package, whatever your preference is. Then I run 1 Fairy Tale Sleeper, 1 Fairy Tale Rattler, and 3 Fairy Tale Lunas. The one that I'm mostly going to is the Fairy Tale Luna, because pretty much what she do is you can look for like any like spellcasting monster with 1850 attack. But the other 2 is useful, like Fairy Tale Rayla. She is the one that if you flip face up, you can like get like a crypt spell card from your deck and bring it back to your hand. But I don't run no crypt, so she just there just to be there as a body. But the other one, which is my second favorite, which is Fairy Tale Sleeper, once it's flipped, you can just special summon a monster from your hand. Then here comes the new Fairy Tale monster that I run in the deck. It's called Fairy Tale Rocker. And I don't know, like, she might be like my second favorite behind Luna. I know I said Sleeper is my second favorite, but Raka might be like my second favorite. She came from like the ghost of the past, I believe. So she just came out, and her effect is pretty useful. Pretty much when she's summoned out on the field, you get to give your opponent 500 life points, but then in return you get to excavate 3 cards from the top of your deck. Then here's the crazy part: your opponent get to choose out of those 3. They ain't gonna throw you nothing good for the most part, like they don't know how to play the game. But usually 1 out of the 3 cards might be pretty useful. Then you pretty much get that in the hand, then shut the other 2 from behind. Then the second effect is if it gets destroyed, you can automatically send it without taking battle damage. So pretty neat. Then we run the 4 originals. You love them, you know them, the Charmer girls: Ursula, Wynn, Hita, and Era. And sorry y'all if I'm butchering some of these words. They pretty much like beaters throughout the deck. We don't really use its effect for to bring them out on the field. They pretty much just are beaters for the most part. Then I run 2 Nefarious Eater of the two Nefarious Archfiends Eater of the Narcissus. Pretty much, well, I might well bring these out too. Inari Fire, 1 Gigabyte, and Rauru. Pretty much you got any spellcaster monster, you can automatically special summon them, and they all got like unique effects. But my favorite one is like the Nefarious of the Archfiend. So like during like your opponent's end phase, you can like pop one of your monsters and then bring it back. It's pretty useful with a combo with like the trap card Unpossessed, but I get more to about that later. This one, if they Inari Fire, if they destroy by card effect, you get to bring it back. This one, Gigabyte, I think if this one be destroyed by battle card effect, you can special summon another Spirit Charmer monster outside of Gigabyte. And the red one, when it's out, you get the targeted monster from your graveyard and bring it back. That's a 1500 attack and 200 defense with a different attribute. So we mostly stick with the Nefarious of the Archfiend for the most part. They got a useful effect with the combo. Then I just run one Awakening of Possessed Nefarious Archfiend, which is the upgrade version of the previous one I showed. This is pretty much the main one we get into, and I think he's like the best one throughout the whole deck. Cause pretty much when he special summon, well, how you special summon him, all you need is like a spellcaster and like any earth monster, and then you can automatically bring him out from your deck. Then when he comes, he got this useful effect where you can bring out any spellcaster monster from the graveyard, but its effects is negated. But I really like using him because when you bring back the material from the graveyard, it can go to any like good Link 2 plays. Usually I go for like IP Master Raya or like any other Spirit Charmers Link monsters, but that's like the less compatible move. I prefer like going with IP Charmer, but you can use this combo for any Link 2. And then the other one that I play is Awakening of the Possessed Greater Inari Fire. Pretty much what this one does is it don't get that graveyard effect. You can special summon it the same way as the other one, except you need like a fire monster. And then when this one is brought out on the field, pretty much you can choose a monster that your opponent control, and you do like effect damage. So old school effect, pretty useful if you're trying to win a game at the last minute. Okay. That is all for the monsters. So let's go for the spells. I want one pile of Atavis, one Secret Vision Spellcaster. Pretty useful. If you're able to get it out, especially during your first turn, it kind of locks your opponent from playing any spell cards unless they control spellcasters. But I think in today's matter, I don't think too many people running like spellcasters, so it's kind of like an unexpected card to play, but it's useful. I'm sorry, I run too. And here's the Charmer's spell field spell play card called Grand Spiritual Art Inarchi. Pretty much what it does, it got two effects. One, if you got like a spellcaster monster with 1500 defense, whatever the first effect that your opponent try to play is negated. And then the second effect, which is kind of useful, is if you got like Spirit Charmer monster with 1500 attack or 300 defense, and you want to try to change like the attribute, you can use like its second effect to shuffle one in the back and bring out another one with a different attribute. So it's pretty cool. Then I run two Awakening of the Possessed. Pretty much what this card do is to give like all your monsters, they don't have to be spellcasters, 300 attack for each attribute. So they can get really up to big attacks, like up to like a 1500 attack boost. And then like any other familiar possessed monsters, they can't be destroyed by card effects with this effect. Well, as long as this card is on the field. One Scapegoat, one Terraformer, 3 Spirit Charmers. Pretty much, this is like the pot of greed of the deck in a sort of way, except you gotta pay a cost. So all you just do is just send a card from your hand to the graveyard. Then you can search for like any 2 familiar possessed monsters, familiar possessed and unpossessed spell or trap cards, and yeah, or any 2 charmer monsters. You pretty much grab 2 from the deck but you got to set one down. So usually when you use this card, you want to try to go for like, I say like Awakening of Possess, or maybe like a familiar possessed monster if you don't have it in your hand. But if you do got one, then I would go for like the Awakening of Possess or the Unpossessed Trap card. And usually you want to set the trap card down, and then you can play like the spell. And then here's the other card that I play in the deck. Fairy Tale Tales. This is the other card that came from Ghosts of the Past. Pretty much when you had this card on the field, it lets you do like an additional summon, some kind of like the old school card like Ultimate Offering, when you will have to pay 500 light points. Except in this case, you don't pay 500 light points, and then you only able to use it once per turn. So it's a little bit watered down version of that trap card, but I'm trying to see if it does anything else. Oh, and then the second effect, which is important. First time you take any effect damage or battle damage, you don't take any. So it kind of saves you from like saying if your opponent had like 2 monsters, and hopefully if you're lucky, they attack with the big monster, for example, then you don't take that damage. And then the second time they attack, you will take that damage. And that's all it is for the spells. And the traps, I only run 3. The first trap I run is Unpossessed. Pretty much what this card does is it got 2 effects. Like during the battle phase, if one of your familiar possessed monsters attack like into like an opponent monster, it gain 800 attack. So it kind of got like a skyscraper effect for like heroes. Mine's the foulest important damage is only 800. And then the second one, which is pretty useful, what I love is if they be destroyed by battle or like card effect, you can pretty much bring out another familiar possessed monster or charmer monster, but you can set it or face it up on the field, but it has to be a different attribute. And then my favorite card is the Possessed Partnership. I love playing this card because what it does is if you had like say you had like a familiar possessed monster or any monster that has like 1500 defense that had to be like a spellcaster, you can special summon it from like your graveyard or from your hand. And then the other neat effect is if you got like 2 different cards with 2 different attributes, you get to pop a card. And that's it for the main deck. Show you about my extra deck. So I run 1 Link Spire. Pretty much I like to combo it for the Scapegoat. So I like to flip it during like at the end phase of my opponent's turn, and then if they still be on the field, I usually use like the Scapegoat tokens to get it to Link Spire. And I run 1 Link Kuriboh. I also run the Charmer's Link package, which is the Rin, the Era, Hinta, and Ursa. Pretty much what they do is, if they special summon, I can pretty much get like a monster of the same attribute from like my opponent's graveyard and special summon it back to like the arrow. So it's pretty good combo if they run like a earth, fire, water, or wind monsters. If they play any of them, it's pretty good material to go to like a Link 3. Which I go for usually like my Unicorn or my Selene. I also run 1 IP Masquerade, and I run 1 Appaloosa. I run an Access Code Talker. Oh, sorry about that. I run another Selene. and I run one Tornado Dragon, one Abyss Drailer, and I run an LED Entity Nates. Pretty much, I side the car, the trap car, which is the amount of punishment. And what I usually do is when I have that trap car and main it, I usually play that car to combo with this, because when you throw this car from like your extra deck to the graveyard, it get 2 pops. One for the trap car that pops 1 card once you send like an extra deck card from the graveyard, and then one from its effect when it's sent to the graveyard. And that is it for my extra deck. So I hope you guys enjoyed like the Charmers Fairy Tale deck that I created. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you guys later. And this is your boy Legendary Secret. Peace out.
Hi guys, it's Bunny. Thank you guys for always supporting us and watching our videos. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And check out our other social media pages in a link down below. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.